Cristiano Ronaldo put pen to paper to pledge his future to Real Madrid, surprising absolutely no one, but probably breaking a few hearts of those in the United States who thought he was galaxy-bound in the near future. But his new contract, he's already been at Real Madrid. Well, he would have been for 12 years if he stays through his contract. So he's pledged to sign another deal that sees him remain at the club until June 2021. He was originally supposed to, his contract would run out in June 2018. So it adds an extra 3 years onto that. So 12 years, man, if he lives out that contract, which I actually doubt he will, but it's still going to give him the opportunity to make a lot more money going through that, because when you sign on a new contract deal and an extension, you get the incentives, you get the bonus. His minimum release clause, as they add to the contracts in Spain, will be whopping. It will be up, probably guess at like 250, 300 million pounds.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, if he would be moving, it would be more breaking of news. It doesn't sound like that. It didn't seem like Ronaldo was going to be leaving Real Madrid the same way like it didn't seem like Lionel Messi is going to be leaving Barcelona. However, like, there's been a lot of contract extensions. We talked about Neymar recently. That was a big one to lock up. He just signed a contract extension, and Cristiano Ronaldo did too. I'm curious what that means for Gareth Bale and Karim Benzema, because they're not necessarily just like foot in ground have to be at Real Madrid. You have to take care of your most prized possession, and in this case, that asset is Ronaldo.
Yeah, it does pose an interesting question. I think Gareth Bale, he's going to stay with Real Madrid in the near future at least. I'd say another three years minimum. Karim Benzema, I don't know. Again, he's always that player at the end of every transfer window. Benzema's going to go to Arsenal. He's going to go to Arsenal. And again, every Arsenal fan goes, Benzema's going to come to Arsenal.
Benzema is now the John Stones of going to Arsenal.
Exactly.
John Stones, the day before he transferred, I'm done with this. He's never going to leave. And then he left.
Out he goes. I think that people need to understand this in context. I think that it's not to say that Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't have plans to go anywhere else, because I don't think he has plans to go anywhere else in Europe. That's what I'm going to say. Like, this is a question that many people pose. Like, does Ronaldo want to go back to Manchester United? Why? He's been there and he's done it. He played for a far more successful Manchester United team, and he took them to the furthest position that they could go. Champions League winners, league winners. He's playing with Real Madrid. He's won the league. He's won Champions League with them. He's now won a Euro 2016 trophy with Portugal. All that's left really in his trophy cabinet, which is a hard thing, is a World Cup. So that can be obtained wherever he is. But I think he's got a better chance of maintaining this certain level of play that he has by continuing to play in the most competitive of leagues and Champions Leagues, because Cristiano Ronaldo is not one that wants to go somewhere and try to help a team get back to somewhere, or try and like carry the team on his back. I think he's past those years, but that doesn't mean that he's not a fantastic footballer. I think Real Madrid have built a team around what he stood for, which was having phenomenal talent, but also a good work ethic. And people are like, Ronaldo doesn't chase back. There's a difference between chasing back when you're an attacking threat than working on your body every single day, making sure those abs are in check. And it doesn't just mean he looks good. He's in impeccable physical shape.
Yeah, he's for 30, how old is he, 31?
Yes.
31 years old. He doesn't look like he's 31 years old. He still plays to the speed I think he did it when he was 26, 27.
Yeah.
And that's important because he stays healthy primarily.
Yeah.
He's not an injury-prone player, and unfortunately,
very rarely.
There's a lot of players in the league who do get ravished by injury. Teams get ravished by injuries. Seasons and Champions League campaigns go by the wayside. Ronaldo's not one of those guys. I wanted to add to the fact that with Ronaldo signing on, does it mean your transfer, like if you were to not transfer, like someone were to buy you out, it makes it bigger?
Oh yeah, and every time, like, so it says here that his wage will remain. Like, I love how they put remain in there. His wage is just going to remain at £365,000 a week.
What is it in dollars?
That's like 400. Well, after Brexit, thanks a lot. Probably like 420.
What do you mean? Your flights are cheaper.
Oh my God! Thank you, Brexit.
A week ago, you're like, I love Brexit. My flight is half off.
I literally did that in the studio. I was like, holy shit, is this real? I had to check my flights like 8 times. I was like, am I getting that?
Yeah, I'm flying to Britain just because I can.
My flight to London.
Airways,
It's going to be my flight to London before I go to Glasgow for Christmas back home is cheaper than my girlfriend's sister's flight from New York back to LA. That's insane.
Well, it depends. If you're flying on Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving or
no,
Christmas,
back to Christmas,
it's a night.
But it's the same usually with flying
Do
to
you
London.
know, this is a very big tangent, do you know what the 5 worst airports in the country are? And I mean worst in terms of delays,
LAX?
foot traffic. No.
JFK?
Yes.
JFK, I can imagine. Heathrow.
Here's a theme. They're all in New York and New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Except for except for Bush Airport in Dallas.
I thought Heathrow. Is it in America or is it in the world?
Just in the country.
Yeah, because I think Heathrow is pretty bad as well.
JFK, LaGuardia, Newark Airport, those three, top to bottom, literally the most delays you can possibly ask for. It flying anywhere on any given day, you just know you're going to sit on the plane and they're going to go, we're 44th in line to take off. And but we're gonna sit tight. It's gonna be about a 43-minute delay, but we can't get you off the plane, so we'll try to make up that time in the air.
Forget about it.
What do you mean you're gonna make up what does that mean? We're just gonna fly faster than we've ever flown in the past. Our plane now goes 750 miles an hour, which if that were the case, why weren't we doing that in the first place? Like, they lie to you. They lie to you. They say it takes 6 hours to fly from LA to New York, but then you land at 5 hours and 10 minutes into the flight, and you're waiting for your parents to pick you up. You're like, I just got in. It's 3 hours short of where we're supposed to be. My bad.
How do you really feel about this?
I
But
hate
let's be
flying.
honest. Of course that they don't go ultimate speed all the time, because the longer they're in the air, the longer the flight is, the more fuel they use, and that's what most of the funding comes from. Anyway.
Most of their funding comes from the fact that they overbook all the flights and they bank on people being like, oh, I'll take the $600 voucher. Do you know who does fly at 700 miles an hour and never has to wait online in an
Cristiano
airport?
Ronaldo. I'm sure he gets his own private jet, and I'm sure Real Madrid are funding it. I like the way that Florentino Perez kind of voiced it like a relationship. He's like, we want to be together for many more years to come. So Ronaldo helped Real Madrid cement their place at the top over the weekend. They beat Leganés 3-0, and it's an interesting season so far for La Liga. I will check in more so than I really usually do when it comes to the second half of the season. I do watch as many games as I can, but you guys know my allegiance to the Premier League. I'm watching a lot of those games.
The race gets tight.
It gets very tight towards the end. But they will certainly need him if they want to continue their dominance and if they want to try and retain the Champions League. Well, they haven't really been performing that well in the Champions League recently. We did that clip, of course, with their struggles in Warsaw. But Ronaldo's staying put for another 3 years at least on top of his already existing years. So he has got another 5 years at Real Madrid and states that he has 10 years left. Is he going to play till he's 41?
He probably could, but I don't think so. I think he'll play to 36 and then, say, I think LA looks like a fun place to retire to.
I would put my money on it.
Biased of me because I wouldn't mind having Ronaldo.
I know. We could maybe interview him. Oh wait, we probably couldn't.
No, just
Hit us in the comments.
No, hang out, see him at the bar.
I'm sure he'll be hitting up Busby's in Santa Monica.
He might.
See you in the comments. I will not see you in the comments, but I will see you in the comments. Francis _Maxwell Jason Rubin 91. Ciao.